Привет, мой брат and sister. Меня зовут Jekyll, and today we're going to be going over basic economics in the game of Valorant. We're just going to go over the basics, you know, how I personally play the game, where I think you should gamble or not. I'm going to go for the first, second, and third round scenarios, right? Because I think the first 3 to 4 are the most important, depending on how even or uneven the win to loss ratio is. You know, how like the how many wins, how many losses each team has. It could be 3 that are important, but like if it's more even, it could be the first 4 that are important. And obviously for the first round, I'm forever loyal to the Ghost. It's honestly one of the best guns in the game for an eco round. You know, 1 tap to the head with no armor. I don't really invest in abilities, but that's because I'd like to do that on the second round. We'll get to the second round when it starts, but mainly I usually just buy the Ghost and nothing else, which is pretty simple. And also, I haven't warmed up mainly because my dad's going to start doing some things soon, so I actually have a time limit to start recording this video, which I'm recording late before he turns my internet off. So I'm just really trying to get this done, so I'm going to be shit this game. Try not to die, obviously, right? And try to get kills. Those are the main ways you can help the economy in general overall throughout the whole round. Like if you trade, that's sort of okay, but like if you're down a guy like we are right now, it's probably not the best of ideas. And obviously, right, the spike getting planted, that means they're gonna have a little bit more money. It's not all that much if I'm being honest. So it's probably negligible to the economy unless you're in like a super high level or like you just barely win. That's the first round. Mainly if you can get a kill, right, and not die like I just did. Obviously you don't buy armor because then you'd have to buy it again. You're gonna want to buy a full shield and a bulldog, personally, because I find either they're gonna force buy SMGs or they're going to stick to pistols with heavy armor. So you're gonna want the same armor as they have, and you're gonna want more firepower. But this is a pretty big gamble, so if you want to say maybe screw the bulldog, you want to go for a close-up stinger or a specter, that's totally understandable too. I'm personally going for the bulldog, but it's all up to your economic situation. Like right now, I probably realized I should have bought the stinger. Honestly, if we win this round, I wouldn't really like, and they're not force buying, I wouldn't recommend like going out, dropping your rifle and buying someone else. I would recommend just trying to keep your rifle, because you're gonna lose the third round. I've almost never won 3 rounds in a row, from personal experience at least. Yeah, so anyway, if you win this round, like of course it's okay to rebuy, but just like if I've died like this, right, I'm gonna have to rebuy literally everything. So obviously I'm gonna buy the light armor, and honestly, that's about as much of a gamble as I'm gonna make. I might buy like a shorty, a frenzy, or I might buy one of these, but I'm definitely not buying anything more expensive than the Spectre or maybe the Ares. So I think I'm gonna go for the Stinger. But anyway, since I have above the minimum now, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to afford a full rifle for round 4. Which is, it's gonna be a gamble. I mean, normally you should just buy probably a Spectre first, and then like after you've bought the Spectre, and you know you've won a couple rounds with that, and let's say you died, then you'd buy an AR. But I think just because I'm bored, I'm gonna buy. That's not what you should ever do, by the way. I'm just trying to speed this video up. Anyway, so we've lost this round. Like I said, it's very hard to win 3 rounds in a row because something like that will be pulled where, you know, you guys will still be stuck with second round SMGs and they'll have full big brain armor. Anyway, so I'm gonna actually try to keep it so I will be able to afford a gun next round, like a full buy, because I've currently been dying way too much. Obviously pick up any guns that you find. Okay, so I'm going to talk about mid-round right now. Obviously we're doing way better than you normally would in a balanced Valorant game. Who knows, this might turn around. You're just gonna, obviously, you know, as you go along, you're gonna want to pick up the guns that other people drop if you don't have a as good gun, right? Or an as expensive gun or something. And you're gonna want to drop them to your teammates after they die, so, you know, it helps other people save money. And the thing about this game is you can't really economically snowball, right? Because, like, it's pretty easy to, be able to force a buy round in this game, but what you can do, however, is you can make it harder for them to gain a monetary advantage by obviously having just so much more money than them. So I'd recommend, like, you know, being stingy, only replacing your armor. You know, obviously giving your teammates drops, right? If, oh, let's say they have, like, only 2,900 credits left to buy a gun after they've bought everything else. You want to drop them a rifle if you have, like, let's say 8,000 credits, because if you lose the next round, then they're going to be in a major, like, bad position. Well, if you lose the next round, if you gave them the rifle, they're only going to be in a slightly bad position. Which is why you really, like, shouldn't be focusing on personal economics as much as you should, like, as a collective. And like I said, the basic rules, don't die and get kills, still apply. Try to, you know, help your team along. Right, so as you see, everyone has, like, guns, and they're all over, like, 2,000 credits, which I'd say is, that's good, right? Obviously, because after a loss, that's going to be a really big economic disadvantage when we seem to be faring it pretty well.
Last round before the switch.
Alright, so this is the last round before the switch, right? We could either go 9-3 or 8-4. Either way, we're coming out with a huge advantage into the second round, into the second half. And we're just really more focused on that. So, obviously, you know, the gun, it's like, oh, buy whatever you can because you're not going to keep it. No, you could, the most I'd recommend being luxuriously spending is, like, buying, like, a sheriff. I'm personally more of a fan of the ghosts when it comes to that, but you can buy whatever. Mainly just because it's a better backup pistol, and obviously you don't buy pistols throughout the whole rest of the half because it's mainly a waste of money. Okay, so obviously second round, you know, you're gonna want to strategize with your team a little more on exactly how you're gonna win the game, because you're closer to winning or losing the game. And right now, if I was actually caring about talking to my team, we'd probably be talking about something boring, and I'm not really about that. So just remember, you know, this is the reset. This is when you got to turn it around if you're losing, or you got to put the pressure on extra hard. Because if you're winning and you can win the second eco round, I'm pretty sure you've pretty much won the game almost. Alright, so remember, that's pretty much it. Otherwise, I'd have to say the economy is, like, relatively the same. If we're talking about through the second half, how it would be different is, you know, you just want to you want to be more careful. You want to really put down the gas on the second one, right? Because it's, like I said, it's either where you turn the whole game around or you apply the pressure extra down. This isn't more of a economic trick as it is of a brain game, right? You just mega mind, right? It's human psychology here, right? There's a hopelessness factor that's actually in all species, where the more you get just beaten down over time, you just start to lay down and accept it, which is really unfortunate in some situations, right? The more you get hit by something, the more likely you are to just lay down and accept that it exists. Just like losing in a game, right? If we kept winning and winning and winning, they're going to eventually realize we can't beat these guys. Right now it's 10-3. That means they've only won 30% as much as us. And if we could make it 11-3, I feel like that would probably actually be really good for not only our team economy, but our, like, morale and obviously all that. I kind of wish we lost that eco round so I could show you what to do if you lose, which, like I said, is save so you can buy AR and armor in round 3. Other than that, it's spend as little money as possible while still being, you know, you don't want to, like, when I mean spend as little money as possible, I'm not talking like that and just go and running like this every round. I'm talking like you want to obviously buy heavy armor and a rifle. It's just more of a, like, hey, you want to try to keep everyone on the same economic page.
Attackers win.
Alright, guys, that's gonna have to be the video for today. This was Badly Explained Economics by Simon, aka Stonks, bro. Anyway, I'm gonna see y'all in the next one, whenever the next one happens to be. Pretty sure in 3 days' time from when you're watching this. Like, if you actually want to watch that. Anyway, I appreciate all the cool comments on the last video, and none of you responded directly saying you didn't want a basic Valorant tutorial, so I'm assuming that you guys did, because no one bothered to say no. That's that. Don't take that anywhere else in life. But yeah, so I guess I got an intro for this video. which was nice. But anyway, that's gonna have to be the video. Like I said, goodbye.